Dear Jill, I'm trying to navigate grief 6 months on from my husband of 27 years, first love, but we was divorced for the past 2 years. Our youngest daughter was 19. I'm trying to navigate how to help them grieve because one had a relationship with him and one didn't. I want to try and get them back together again because they used to be close in the 3 or 4 years me and David haven't been together, and now obviously there's been lots of secrets and lies. I don't know whether who to remember, the good person or the bad. I'm reading your book and it's amazing. I feel like, it's disenfranchised grief. I feel it's complicated when I'd moved on because I couldn't forgive him again. But basically, I'm now having to grieve all the years we had together, all the good times as well as the bad times. How do I navigate Christmas as a family together, divided?
Kerry, I mean, I can hear it there in your voice note. There's so many things going on there. It's very complex. You've lost someone and so have your children, but you all have slightly different feelings or relationships towards that person. And that is really tough. It's really, really tough. And it sounds to me like you're already doing what you need to do, which is you're acknowledging it, um, you're reading about it, you're trying to get in touch with your feelings. And I think the only thing you can do in this situation is just be as honest as you can. So if you're in a room with your two children and you open up a conversation about their dad and your ex-partner, I think it's all right to say, my feelings around it feel like really complicated. I really love and grieve for the people that we were when we first got together. But obviously, that's not how it ended. But that doesn't mean to say the loss doesn't feel as deep. And then you can sort of give your daughters permission to say, and I understand that you can also be grieving the same man in a different way. I mean, our relationship to the person we lost is absolutely the most important thing when it comes to grief. Just because somebody is somebody's father or partner or parent, that doesn't mean to say you're going to be grieving in the same way as like your sister or your brother. So I think giving your children permission to have like what you would call complex or complicated grief. I think that's really important. And I think that would be the first step towards them maybe releasing some of the anger, perhaps some of the guilt or shame about not just feeling sad. I mean, people just expect when you lose someone, you're just going to feel really sad. And, it's going to be like, oh, it's terrible because they've gone. But actually, some people are like, but that's not how I feel. Because before I get to the sadness, I've got all the anger that I feel about them. I've got tons of resentment. I've got, I'm triggered by a lot of things they said or they did, or our relationship just before they died was sort of something that brought me a lot of pain. It's like having like a tank like this and expecting somebody to be able to go straight to, oh yeah, we've lost someone, it's really sad. That's not how this works. Even when somebody has died, you're still in relationship with them. It doesn't, just because they're dead, you don't suddenly think of them as an angel. So if you are still angry with someone or you still feel resentful, that still lives on. And that's okay. Like, that is totally fine. No one should ever feel bad about that. And I think going forward for you and your girls, you just let them know that. You just let them know that all feelings in grief are completely normal and welcome. Nobody should feel a certain way. You feel the way you feel, and you have to feel all those feelings to eventually get to the very, very bottom, which is usually the sadness. But it does take a lot of work and it takes a lot of honesty. But I really feel like from your voice note that you're definitely like on the journey. I feel like you're already, mining for all of that. So I hope it goes okay.